This news update is brought to you by...
This is how we flow. All the offers are quite exciting, and the prices will leave you smiling. Everybody's got a cheerful glow.
Get 2 months of free movies and more when you sign up for Flow TV this Christmas.
This is the Barbados Today evening update for Wednesday, December 30th. Thanks for joining us. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. An elderly woman and a child had to be rescued from a burning house in Peterkin Garden, Bank Hall, St. Michael, just after 4 this afternoon. They were rescued by fire officers who had to force their way into the 3-bedroom wall structure. They were taken to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital by ambulance for treatment of smoke inhalation. The house was partially damaged by the blaze. The police constable who was shot while on duty this morning is currently in stable condition at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital as his colleagues continue the hunt for the perpetrators. His identity is still being withheld by the police, but spokesman, Acting Assistant Superintendent of Police David Welch, says over 5,000 cannabis plants were found during the exercise at Story Gap, St. Michael, where the officer was hurt.
On the 3rd of December, around 9 a.m., police conducted a drug eradication operation at Story Gap, Codgerton, St. Michael. During that operation, police encountered gunfire and a police constable was shot. He received a gunshot injury to one of his hands. He was transported to the Queen Elizabeth Hospital by other police officers, where he's currently undergoing medical treatment. That operation saw the seizure of 5,789 cannabis plants being cultivated. They range to a maximum height of 6 feet. Another operation is being conducted to seek out and arrest the perpetrators or perpetrators of the shooting.
That was Police Public Relations Officer ASP David Welch. The man who was on the police wanted list for over a month was sentenced to 6 months behind bars today. 45-year-old Romeo Dwight Yard was sentenced to 3 months in prison for stealing one cell phone valued at just over $1,000 from Pro Sales, and 3 months for stealing 2 ball python snakes valued at $4,600 belonging to Jerry Boyce. Both incidents occurred on December 4 this year. Magistrate Douglas Frederick ordered Yard to serve both sentences consecutively. In other news, the National Union of Public Workers tells the Queen Elizabeth Hospital's management that it will not tolerate a decision to implement a 24-hour shift system within the pathology department if it is done unilaterally. Our Emmanuel Joseph has that report.
In a release, the union said while it understands the need for the hospital to function on the 24-hour basis, it is important that there be meaningful dialogue between the management and the employees' representative on the issue. The NUPW added that there are safety, health, and security issues that can negatively affect the functioning of the system if it is not adequately addressed. It made it clear that while the workers are not opposed to working the shift system, an alternative proposal has been put forward, which is still to be acknowledged by the QEH's management. And as such, a unilateral decision by management will not be tolerated by the union or the workers. Emmanuel Joseph for Barbados Today.
Thanks, Emmanuel. Meantime, the NUPW General Secretary Roslyn Smith also advised the staff of the Barbados Revenue Authority not to sign option forms dated December 1. According to Smith, the form is requesting that workers indicate their willingness to accept long-term employment with the authority. No relief just yet, but the Barbados Water Authority is assuring residents who have been experiencing severe water shortages, especially in St. Joseph, that the situation is being addressed. Acting General Manager of the BWA, John Mwanza, says the authority has started drilling new boreholes in Sweetville, St. George to supply the water system in Castle Grant Reservoir in St. Joseph. Mwanza made the announcement at a press conference this afternoon after weeks of complaints from residents.
This is going to be also supported by our use of the well at Groves Agricultural Station, which we have to deepen by another 7 feet. We have the contract out for the contractor to deepen that. And once that is done, that is also going to help feed into the Casablanca system.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
In news from the region, residents in Augustown in Jamaica tell lawmen to leave no stone unturned in finding the gunman responsible for the murder of a driver of the Urban Transit Company bus service. 51-year-old Albert Barnes was driving a state-owned bus through the area when he was held up and shot by criminals yesterday. He was pronounced dead at hospital. The incident has triggered anger among Augustan residents who today took to the streets demanding justice. Political representatives from both the ruling People's National Party and the opposition Jamaica Labour Party also joined the residents in the march through the crime-torn community. On the international scene, Bill Cosby was this afternoon granted $1 million bail on charges of sexual assault in relation to a 2004 accusation in the Montgomery County in Pennsylvania. Cosby, whose legacy as a comedian has been tarnished by multiple accusations of sexual assault, faces 3 felony charges of aggravated indecent assault in the case. He was arraigned this afternoon. More in this CNN report.
And the main importance here, she apprised him of the charges. They are aggravated indecent assault. And she went through the different theories, the different counts, meaning that he impaired his victim, that he rendered her unconscious or unaware, and then that he did not allow her to not consent. She wasn't able to consent to a sexual assault. He listened. There was no comment. There was no registering as far as emotion. But then the judge went into your bail has been set at $1 million. 10% you have to pay. And here are the conditions. You must turn over your passport. At that point, the male attorney stood up. He already had it. And he said, Your Honor, we've got the passport right here. And the attorney put it in the hands of the prosecutor that was sitting at the prosecuting table. And then after that, she said, Mr. Cosby, you must have no contact with your complainant or alleged victim in this case. And at one point he had to sign papers. So papers were brought to him on the conditions of the bail. And she reiterated, you must have no contact with your complainant. And he said, no contact with? Now, those were the first words we heard he spoke. And she said, no contact with your alleged victim. Okay. And then she said, if you do anything not in compliance with his bail, it could be revoked. Do you understand? And she was very nice. And he said, yes, Your Honor, with a smile on his face. And then the preliminary hearing was set for January 14th.
And finally, there will be no New Year's festivities in Brussels, including fireworks. The cancellation comes after authorities heightened the terror alert after arresting 2 people on suspicion of being involved in a plot to attack Belgium's capital during the New Year's celebrations. And that's our Barbados Today evening update. But for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also, subscribe to our e-paper, our email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 101 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Frenella Wedderburn.